¡Qué bárbara!
¿Quién es la más draga? ¿Quién es la más draga? ¿Quién es la más draga? ¿Quién es la más draga?
Hola hermanas, welcome to ¿Quién
¿Quién
es
es
la
la
más?
más?
My name is Yigi.
And I am Braulio. And before we start, remember to subscribe and rate the podcast. Tell your friends about the show. It would help us immensely to get the word out. We appreciate all the support.
And today we're recapping La Más Draga Season 5, Episode 8. So this week we have kind of a, not a throwback, but I feel like they do this every season. They'll bring back the girls from the prior seasons. And that's what we had
Mhm.
this week. It was kind of a weird episode. It was like all over the place. There was a lot of stuff going on.
I mean, that makes it normal for La Más Draga.
Well,
It's
yeah, I guess
always
so.
structurally, it's always pretty um, messy.
Yeah, I thought it was weird the way that I think they should have done like a makeover thing with this or something where it could have been more of a like teamwork kind of thing. I don't know. It
Yeah,
felt weird.
yeah. Like it's always um every time they come back and they put them in teams, right? And their looks never mesh. Like it's like they
Yeah.
don't either they weren't ready, they weren't told who they weren't told who they were going to partner with supposedly until they got there, but that makes for no cohesion in the looks. And then so then when they're on the runway, then it doesn't really mesh well together.
Yeah, and especially since this required them to make up a story or something, that's even harder because then how are you going to make up a story with two conflicting looks? That's just it's gonna not make for a good presentation. So yeah, I
Mhm.
mean, it was all over the place. We had the beginning, which we will talk about. That was really like, honestly, it was just kind of like they could have shown it last episode. They didn't need to leave it in a cliffhanger. Honestly, we kind of knew what was gonna happen.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I mean, pretty much how they left us off last time is how it was resolved.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of saw it coming. If you saw the last episode. So yeah, let's get right into it. So this week we pick up right where we left off after last week's cliffhanger. Light King quits the competition, leaving Peque Valderas and Aisha Dog Hills to lip sync to stay. Aisha loses the lip sync and Peque remains in the competition. For this week's challenge, the queens are asked to present a futuristic look and talent show while being assisted by a queen from season 4. Santa Lucia wins the challenge and is named La Más Futurista. Peque Valderas and Fifiesta land in the bottom and lip sync to Cariñito by Lila Downs. Peque Valderas loses the lip sync and is the next queen to be added to the drag altar. So from the beginning, we like I said, we pick up right where we left off. Like King, it was weird because if you didn't watch the episode, they give her the microphone and they asked her to like kind of just explain herself in a way, and but then they give a microphone
Mhm.
to the other two girls, and then they're talking over her and they're trying to convince her to stay. And then at one point, Aisha says, I'm leaving, and you
Yeah.
stay." And then it's like, no, and then the judges are like, no, no, no. They finally just let Light King quit, and both of the other girls lip sync, and Becky Valderas ends up winning. Aisha Dog Kills goes home. So, what did you think of this?
Yeah, there was a lot of back and forth. I think the way I saw it, it was Aisha and Peke were kind of like um, a little bit. disappointed in Liking for just quitting and not going, at least trying for the lip sync. Because once it's decided that Liking was going to leave, Liking reaches out to hug Aisha, and Aisha just like pushes her away. So I'm assuming that's what's going on. It's just like frustration for Liking for just quitting after so much hard work to even get there in the first place.
Yeah, it's more like they were disappointed. I
Mhm.
don't think they wanted to accept it. They were just like, no, this is not happening. And I understand because it's true. They were telling her, you came from Colombia. She's not from Mexico. So this girl is from Colombia. You came a long way. Why are you quitting? Like just do the lip sync. And if you go home, you go home, which she was probably gonna go home because I've her performances haven't been great. But still, at least just do it. I think that would have been the the best way to go about just saying how much appreciating the opportunity, to show your appreciation. Just do
Yeah,
do what you signed up for.
but all of this revoltijo, in my opinion, led to a really great lip sync.
Yeah, no, the lip sync was cool.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
really enjoyed both Aisha and Peke. I think, um, and you see this a lot, like when they play off of each other. Whenever the queens that are lip syncing or that are on the stage, when they start like playing off of each other's energy and like kind of performing together in a sense, um, it's usually super. It goes really well for everyone. There was a lot of making out in this whole episode. Actually, like there was a lot of kissing. I don't know if they filmed it on Valentine's Day or something, but yeah, I love the energy of the this lip sync.
yeah. I didn't know who was gonna stay, honestly, just based on the lip sync.
Mhm.
I was like, it could go either way, and this is like, and usually I can tell, but this one I was like, I don't know, like it could go either way.
Mhm.
I did think Peggy was gonna stay just because of her being in the competition the longest, and Dog Kills was
Yeah.
already eliminated. So I was just like, yeah, they're gonna probably keep Peggy.
But you know how I like their twists, and for a second I was like, are they gonna both stay?
Yeah, that wouldn't have surprised me. I was kind of thinking that
Yeah.
too in the beginning. I was like, but then I was like, no, they have to eliminate someone because they wouldn't have made a big deal out of all that if they weren't going to eliminate someone. So yeah, that's the drama in the beginning, and so we move on to the actual competition where they are presented the La Más Futurista challenge, and this was also confusing because so they give them the premise of La Más Futurista, right? Tell
Mhm.
them the challenge, and then Rodrigo comes in, talks about the the main challenge, right? Because they give him this challenge, and then he talks about the main challenge, which is actually incorporating this. So it was weird. I don't know why they just didn't have Joni introduce the girls. Like, why did Rodrigo have to come in? So it was weird. But
Yeah, it was all like you said, confusing. Because I think Rogelio is like, oh, there's not gonna be a mini challenge. It's just gonna be the main one with the queens, and that's it. Um, and then like a few minutes later, he's just like, surprise! There's actually a mini challenge to it.
yeah, it was so like
It's like they
really.
thought about it and on the fly, like it wasn't even planned, and it just makes it seem messy.
Yeah, I think they might have like rented the balloon thing that they had and it came too
Inflatable.
early. So they were just like, okay, let's just do it. We're gonna pay extra if we don't do it now. So yeah, so they bring eggs and they each take turns picking an egg, which has the name of the queen that they're going to work with. So the teams are Santa Lucia and Georgiana, Paper Cut, Lexa Fox, Peque Valderas, and Aviescu, which Aviescu is from season 3, right?
Yeah, winner.
Yeah. Okay, so it's not all season 4. I thought it was all season 4. Fifi está is Cifer. Sorry, is with Cifer. Hidden is with Veracruz. Liza Sansusi is with Iris Equice. Greta White is with Aurora Wonders. And yeah, that's the team. So they go to the mini challenge, which is just a fun game. But it's a pole. They have to climb a pole that is, I think it's greased up. So they have
Yeah.
to climb a pole and touch the golden leggings, which they call it, which were not even gold. Anyways, what did you think of the mini challenge? I think the winners end up being Fifi and Hidden Mistake, and they each split 20,000 pesos. And I didn't get the 3 stars thing. Did they say that in the beginning? Because I know they mentioned it later on.
That's yeah. I remember. I remember once they were awarding it. They're like, but I guess at this point is a given for the mini retos, even though some mini retos don't even have prizes. I don't know, but yeah, they were given the 3 bonus stars in addition to the propinita. That was the price for this. So yeah, they had to use their stripper skills, I guess, to climb the pole. I mean, it was fun just to watch, but I think the ones who actually got close to reaching it, or the ones who actually did, were the most fun. The other ones kind of just like flopped on the thing and didn't even barely tried.
Yeah, it was fun, I guess, but it just didn't make me like laugh or anything.
And what does that have to do with having any drag skills? What are they actually testing here?
I guess drag queens sometimes have to climb poles, and that's just part of the gig sometimes. um no, but yeah, it was kind of a weird mini challenge, and yeah, so the winners win the money, and that's pretty much it. I don't know if they're gonna keep doing these mini challenges. I feel like they're not really adding much, but
It has saved a few queens from being at the bottom.
well, yeah, that's true. That is true. um all right, so let's move on to the workroom where they start talking with each other,
Chismeando.
chismeando. Some of the past queens try to stir up some drama, and we
Mhm.
get to find out that Lexa Fox and Paper have some kind of drama between them. They never really mention what it is. And Avies calls out the queens for talking about her, because I guess one of the producers told her that they were talking about her. And yeah, what did you think of the drama in the workroom?
Well, we saw a very different side of Aviesk in this episode. Um, Pretty cutthroat in some scenes, because if you recall back to her season, she was supposed to be like the quiet one, and basically, like when she was in the workroom and stuff, she didn't really talk much. You know, she didn't have a big personality. But when she got in the on the runway, like her looks are what always called attention. And here she got really shady and um like, I get in a sense she was defending herself because oh well, apparently she is the one who made or was commissioned to make a whole bunch of the dresses for so many queens, specifically like in this season. And I guess now she has like a team of people who help her, and the business is growing. um but there was some bumps um, along the road, right? Like trying to like growing her business, and it affected some of these queens who either didn't get their dresses on time or at all. Um, so they kind of start talking about that, right?
Yeah, I thought it was just petty drama. Well, maybe not so petty if it's Avia's business, but the fact that the producers took the time to like mention it to her and try to stir up something, it was kind of like, I see what they're doing. Um, but I would have liked for her to call names, like say names, or if you're gonna bring it up, not just like you know.
I think it's just very awkward, right? Because if Aviescas has a business and like legitimately this is something that she's going to keep doing going forward, and I think even before she started or before she started on the show, that was one of her skills, and she already had that business going. But her getting involved in that drama and kind of like naming people without naming people, it it's unprofessional, I think. Um, and again, like I don't blame her because they were throwing shade at her and she was trying to defend herself, but I don't think that's the way to defend herself. I mean, it makes for good TV, but it seems unprofessional.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, it's like you're not nobody's gonna want to trust her
Hmm.
after this, after seeing this. So,
Exactly.
yeah, it was just kind of like if you're gonna call it out, call it out. If not, then just keep it to yourself and talk to them in personally, whatever. But yeah, that was the drama. I mean, we had drama with paper and like I said, Lexa, but we didn't get much of it. They just kind of
Hmm.
said, we're fine, we're working together, and that's pretty much it. They never really got into it. And everybody else was just kind of there to, just kiki and have fun or whatever. But we never saw any kind of them putting their talents together. They sort of talked about it. They showed a little clip of them like, just kind of like brainstorming,
Hmm.
but not much else. So yeah, let's get into the actual challenge. Which I was like really, I mean, I was like really curious how this was going to work out because they mentioned it was a talent show, but it was like with another person and it was futuristic. So I was like, wait, what's going on? I thought it was going to be like last week or the week where they did the challenge and then the runway, but this was all together. So it was a lot.
Hmm.
So
I really hate when they do that. Like I hate. I would prefer for them to separate the runway and what the main challenges, because that's what a runway is for, right? Like just to show your look. And once you have to stop it to do whatever skit you wrote, it just throws things off. And I don't know. I find it quite annoying.
yeah, it was pretty confusing. All right, so let's get into it. So the first ones up are Greta White and Aurora Wonders. And I am going to say that I'm not really going to talk about their skits because to me, all their skits were kind of the same. They were kind of really cringy. They were pretty bad. They were
There
just
was
like,
one I really like, but I'll tell you when we get there.
it's like calling that a talent show is very generous. Like, there was no talent there. Sorry, but they were just kind of speaking on the mic and doing a little deep doo. But, so I'll talk about their looks. So yeah, Greta White and Aurora Wonders. What did you think of their presentation?
So their looks were good. Again, they're not very congruent, but Greta did a really good job with the look. However, when you're taking into consideration the skit, right? And I don't think it represented what she wanted to represent, which was like some sort of alien queen or something. Um, and her presence up there did not really give me that. It should have been more regal, not quite, but she had an edge to her, right? So I don't
Mhm.
think the personality of the character and the dress really meshed that well. But I thought the look was cool.
Yeah, I appreciate the look. I don't think it's very futuristic to me. Like that's not the first thing that I think about when I see it. It's more like BDSM kind of vibes. It doesn't give me futuristic. Has elements, but it's not like the first thing that I think of. But she looks really good. I do like the fact that she kind of played with the makeup. I don't get it what the makeup is, honestly. I mean, she changed it, but I don't know what she's going for. But yeah, it was a good look. It was honestly, if it was another runway, like another category, I would have loved this look. Like I would have given it like one of my tops. But since it's like futuristic, it's just not giving me what I want. So, but it looks really good.
The the headless Aurora was pretty cool. The prop.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised that they brought that out. All right, so let's go to the next group. It's Liza Sansusi and Iris Ekise. What did you think of this group?
So they're kind of like superheroes. But speaking of not looking futuristic, I didn't think Liza's looked very futuristic. It's like she tried, but to me it looked more retro because of like the shoulder pads, and it didn't look like it's from the future. And I mean they did some neat things up there. Again, because they were like superheroes, so they had like signs that kind of did the, because it's supposed to be silent, right? Like a comic book or something. So they had signs that say ha ha ha, or like punch, or stuff like that, which I thought was neat. It was a little, it wasn't that effective, but I thought it was cute for what it was.
Yeah, this was the weirdest presentation to me. I just like, what's happening? What's going on? But the look to me, yeah, I agree with you. It's not the first thing I think about is not, oh, she's from the future. It's more like she's like an evil what was his name from Power Rangers? That's what she's giving me.
Zed, I think.
Zed. Like Zed. But she's giving more like Power Rangers villain, something like that. Not very like futuristic. I get some elements of it. I can see some of the futuristic elements, but for the most part, I just see like super villain. But it's a good. I would say it's a good look. It just doesn't fit the category. And I like the fact that the mask is kind of the hair. That's kind of cool. I know that what's her name, Letal, didn't like it, but I think it's part of like it's kind of like a mask, but instead of using a mask, she used the hair, which I thought it was cool. All right, so the next group is Fifi, Esta, and Cifer.
Another ones that are doing like an alien theme, alien versus like alien hunter or something, and they start to have like a dance off. It was pretty strange, and again, their looks don't mesh well at all. I couldn't tell like if Cifer was the one that's supposed to be the alien. The Fifi's look, I like it because it's just very like scrappy, and it's very like what in the 70s they thought, or maybe 60s, they thought the future was like those types of old movies, like a little bit like Barbarella. So it has that feeling to it. So I mean I liked it, but I don't know what they were really going for.
I don't like it, honestly. I think she missed the mark. I don't think the look screams futuristic. Maybe from your point of view, if looking at it that way, yeah. But I think even then, it's just missing some elements, like maybe a helmet or something to give it a more of a feel instead of that like really ratty hair. Maybe the makeup could have been a little bit more minimal, just to to kind of bring that more of an alien look. But yeah, I think she missed it. I don't get how she thought this was futuristic. Honestly, it just looks again like a superhero, something from a cartoon or something, but not a futuristic. Um, so yeah, I just didn't like it. The next group is Hidden Mistake and Veracruz. And they never really mentioned, it's weird that they never mentioned that Hidden and Seafed were right there and they're both part of the same drag family. We never got any storyline or nothing. Not a
True.
conversation.
I
Nothing.
completely forgot that was a thing until you mentioned it right now. The Hidden's look was probably my favorite of the night. I just loved all like the elements like on her legs and her face, how it looked like she was missing chunks of like her synthetic skin. I thought that was really cool looking. I love the hair. It's like short, but it has a lot of volume, and it kind of reminds me of like Sailor Moon or something. It's a really cool look. I don't know why everyone tried to put some sort of message in their skits, because for them it was the future is non-binary, and yeah, I don't think that was necessary.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird it was a weird, like I said, these things were just so cringy to me that I'm gonna try to ignore them. But the look, I agree, I thought the silhouette was really cute. I thought it was like I get futuristic in the fact that she has like that armor, the robot kind of not prosthetics, but the leggings that she's wearing, it gives you robot.
Is it leggings?
Really cool. Yeah, I think it's leggings.
I thought it was some sort of like prosthetic makeup or something.
No,
because it looks like it has texture to it.
I want to say it's leggings. That would be the easiest thing that I can think of someone using with that amount of time. But I'm looking at some of the pictures she posted online, and it looks like leggings on there. So I think that's what it is. But anyways, yeah, I thought it was a really cool concept. I just don't think it, like the other look that Vera, it just didn't go together like that. That was really it was like kind of brought the presentation down, like her presentation down. But as far as her, she looks great, and it reminds me of this this manga from Clamp called Clover, like this very kind of like a robot, but like these colors, just the aesthetic of that manga, it's kind of like that. But anyways, I love the concept. I thought it was cool, and she had a light up chest that was pretty impressive, I think. Right, so the next group is Paper Cuts and Alexa. What did you think of this group?
So what the heck was going on with their audio?
I know, they literally just muted them. I don't know what happened.
I was like, is this on purpose? They're trying to make it seem like it's a silent movie, because it didn't look like they had any dialogue at all.
It didn't. No,
they were just kind of miming things, which is, I mean, it's a cool choice. I think Paper and Hidden could have made a really cool team, because their looks had a lot of similar elements down to like the color, and I think they could have done something cool together. As is, Paper with Lexa as a partner didn't really work that well. But yeah, Paper looked really, really cool.
It's funny that you say that, because they have on their Instagram, they're both on the same, they did a photo shoot together. So yeah, I think they saw each other's inspirations or the similarities. But I loved this look as well. I think it tells a story, just like Hiddens. Like it's kind of like that kind of forgotten robot. You know, kind of like Battle Angel Alita, like when she's like coming from the scraps. Kind of gave me that storyline. It was pretty cool. Again, at the presentations, whatever, but I liked it. I thought he should have kept the cape a little longer. I think that was really impressive. Like that cape of just trash that he was carrying around. I thought that was really cool. Like it just really made a cool effect when he brought it out. But I liked it. I thought it was great. I think the makeup could have been less for me, just because I want to focus more on the outfit. Just make it like he has kind of like lines painted on his face. I just think he could have just made like a just more minimal, you know, just as like a robot kind of thing. But that's just my preference. But I thought it was great. All right, so the next group is Peque Valderas and Aviesk Who. What you think?
If they would have swapped their looks, Pekka would have done a really great job. As is, I feel like Pekka stole one of Paper's looks. Like it's very childish, but not in a good way. It seems, I don't know, like it doesn't. There's no real idea to it. And Becca does not look like a robot at all, even though she's walking like a robot. Yeah, I don't know what the heck they were doing. The heart thing was kind of neat, where they came together and connected their hearts, and but it was minimal.
Yeah, it was a weird presentation, like her coming out in this clown look, which is not the theme at all. It's not the category. It could be done. Like you can make a clown futuristic. It just has to be. It has to scream like futuristic first, and then you can add the clown elements. And I think she missed some of that. Like maybe if she would have done like the bodysuit, like a silver color, or more like a robot kind of bodysuit, something to like to really represent that she's from the future. But yeah, it was just way off. And then the makeup was like she had polka dots on her face. How is that futuristic? I don't know. Like it's just so off base. And Aviesk, she looks good. I don't think hers screams futuristic either, but she has some elements in there that I'm like, okay, that's cool. Mixing kind of two eras together. Pretty cool. But anyway,
did you notice Aviesk's tacones? Que bárbara.
Yeah, like she had no tacones.
Like no support.
Yeah, very Lady Gaga, like 2009, 2010. But yeah, I obviously this was the bottom. It was just like so off. Even Yari, which I thought was kind of like, it was a little rude. Like she was like, I don't have words. I really don't have any words. I mean, you can say something. Just say it's just, missed the mark. But she was like, no, I don't have any words.
I know, you need to be constructive.
Exactly. Like she just didn't say anything. All right. The next group is Santa Lucia and Georgiana. What did you think of this group?
So basically they were doing some sort of Frankenstein situation. Frankentaint, I don't know. Which I thought was really cool. I don't think Santa Lucia looked that robotic, or moved that robotic. But I like what they were trying to do, and I like the look a lot. Had some like really cool elements. Yeah, I mean, if they were going for like a Frankenstein thing, as it seems like, I think they did a good job.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what they were going for. She was literally on the table. Yeah, I thought it was really cool. I thought it was really impressive, like this kind of concept of robots, but kind of like a I don't know what era is this, Victorian era? What kind of, I don't know. Like she kind of looks like a doll,
Mm-hmm.
but with like big robotic hands. It's really cool. Like the concept's really cool, and I can see how it can be futuristic. I don't think, I don't know. I feel like this is more like retro. Like it doesn't give me that futuristic vibe. It doesn't scream futuristic. But it's more like what's that thing where they do like old timey era but with like futuristic elements.
Yeah, steampunk.
Steampunk, there you go. It's kind of like giving me that.
It is, yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, I guess in a way it is futuristic if you take that into consideration, but whatever. I'm just thinking more of like, kind of like streamlined, futuristic, alien or silver, gold plated costumes, but I guess so. This this works. But yeah, I thought it was a really cool concept. I enjoyed it, and I think it's my favorite look from Santa Lucia. Honestly, I don't haven't really loved her looks, but this one really impressed me. So, all right. So the winner is La Más of the week is Santa Lucia. She wins the challenge, and Peque Valderas. So they do a weird thing where they name three of the girls, which is Peque, Hidden, Fifi,
I can't believe
and
Hidden was at the bottom.
that was really. I think it was mostly her presentation, but I yeah, I like the look too. So they were in the bottom, and they said that because of the 3 stars, that Fifi and Hidden won, that they were going to be saved, but they were like, no, actually, that wasn't even enough to save you.
Mhm.
But they ended up saving Hidden, and so Peque and Fifi go into the lip sync,
Mhm.
and yeah, Peque ends up going home. She's eliminated. So, what did you think of the results and the lip sync?
So Peke ends up lip syncing twice in one episode,
I
basically.
know, yeah.
I'm sure they filmed them separately, but still. And this lip sync was not that good. I wonder if part of it was like the song choice, because the one from the start of the episode, the song just had a lot of like energy and very danceable. So I thought that's part of why they did a really good job. And this one, even though it was a song by the guest judge, it was just more chill. Um, so I mean, similar to the other lip sync, I didn't know who was gonna go home because it was both of them were okay.
Yeah, I thought it was not a bad lip sync like some of them have been, but it wasn't really memorable either. I knew that that Peke was gonna leave just because of the way that I don't know, the way they edited her, or the way the comments of the judges kind of, especially Yari's. Like I feel like Yari knows who's going home every day. Like she
Mhm.
knows like everything. She knows what's going on behind the scenes. Like she talks to everyone. Everybody brings her the tea, the chisme. Like I feel like she's just that judge that just knows the behind the scenes stuff. And the way that she was just treating Peke, like I don't even have words. Like I don't have words. That was like that's like the producers. Like I see her opinion as like the producer's opinion, and I see
Mm.
that if she didn't want to say anything, it's like, all right, then you're going home. Like that's it for you. So I could be wrong, but that's just the vibe that I get. Um, yeah, as far as the Beck, I like Beck in the competition. I think she was doing good, like especially in the beginning.
Mhm.
She never really like flopped hard. I guess this was the episode where she did. Just
Yeah.
the outfit was just not not the category that they were asking for. But she will hopefully be remembered, like they always like to say. And Fifi remains in the competition. So now that we're down to how many? 6. We're down to 6. Who do you see in the finale? Let's say 4 of them. So 2 of them have to go home.
Paper definitely has to make it. I think Hidden has to make it. Santa Lucia won this time, so maybe she's gonna like keep going up, 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 up. And some of the other ones just seem like they're kind of, and they touch on this, especially with Greta. Like she's kind of like sneaking by. Like she's never been at the top, but she's also like never gotten harsh criticisms. And so let's just say that Greta is just gonna sneak into the finale.
I mean, literally, she probably will. They probably won't invite her, and she'll sneak into the finale. Especially if they're probably going to make her pay to go in. You know, maybe they all have to pay a fee. I would not be surprised about that. But I think it's going to be Paper, Hidden, Fifi, and Liza. That's the top 4. So Greta, and Santa Lucia, I think will be
I don't know, Greta.
Greta. She's coming into the competition. So yeah, I think Santa Lucia, even though she did win, I don't know. I haven't seen that kind of that spark that the judges really love her.
That's true. Like maybe she has some like some good looks, but on the other side of showing other talent, she doesn't. She's a little reserved, and yeah, I don't think she's gonna stand out ultimately.
Yeah, and if they get their way, Paper Cut and Santa will have to lip sync at one point, just because they're friends. So that might happen.
True.
Yeah. All right. So those are our predictions. You said Greta, Fifi, Hidden, and Paper, right?
No, but let's go with that.
Okay. All right. So this is it for this week's episode. Thank you so much for joining us. Why don't you let them know where they can find us?
You can follow the podcast on Instagram at Quien es la Más, where you will see the looks of the week. And we have our email address, quieneslamaspodcast@gmail.com, where you can send us any questions, comments, if you would like us to read them on the show. And please don't forget to rate the podcast wherever it is that you listen to it, because it helps us a lot with visibility. And we appreciate you. And where can they find you, Yee?
If you want to follow me, you can follow me on Instagram and on TikTok at Yes It's Yee. And I'm almost close to 1,000 followers, so help me get to 1,000. That would be great. Would appreciate it.
What are you giving out for the 1,000th
My
follower?
thank yous.
Ticket to the finale.
Yeah.
In this
Yeah.
economy, we could all use a little help.
All right. So thank you so much. And we will see you next week. Bye.
Adios.